All right, Canada versus USA gold medal game. This is my recap and reaction. All right, so I'm making this while I'm live right now, and shout out to the viewers in here. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but I'll say this right at the start of the video here, is the U.S. needed more respect coming into this game. You talk about a loss against Russia where Spencer Knight didn't play to his potential. You get kind of roughed up by Russia, and a lot of people throw U.S. to the side out of one of the favorites in this tournament. I think it was really disappointing to see media, broadcasters, fans, a lot of people come into this game thinking Canada was going to blow out Team USA. In any given year, Team USA is a respectable team, so I don't know why U.S. slid to the side here. I predicted 2-1 prior to this game because I thought, you know what, based on the goaltending, Devin Levi has been one of the best goalies in this tournament. Spencer Knight, outside of that Russia game, has been one of the best goalies in this tournament. So you come into this game disrespecting the U.S. I said 2-1 because I thought it was going to be a goalie matchup the way it was in this tournament. It was. In this gold medal game, it was 100% a goalie matchup, 100% a goalie game. Spencer Knight played so dominant. 33 saves in the performance, 33 saves in the game. You know what? I talk about star players stepping up. But the matchup right now in this game was the depth on Canada versus the depth versus the U.S., or the depth versus Canada versus what I would call maybe the lack of defense on the U.S. in comparison to Canadians' defense. It just didn't happen tonight. It didn't happen. Spencer Knight stole the show, but on a different perspective, the depth didn't show up. Can someone tell me where Quinton Byfield was? A second overall pick. You played what? You showed up one game. Second overall. Second overall. Evgeny Malkin went second overall. Second overall, you were compared to Evgeny Malkin. I'm not saying Quinton Byfield's going to be bad, but when I talk to you guys about Tim Stützle having this higher potential for success, higher potential for offensive power. And Quinton Byfield comes into a gold medal game and does what? He does nothing. He does absolutely nothing. You know what? I feel bad for a guy like Bowen Byram who's you know what? He's emotional after a game like this. And people are going to throw out names at him. Oh, this guy, he's crying. Oh, this guy's not a hockey player. He shows emotion. You know what? Byram's frustrated and emotional right now because he laid his heart out right now in this game where guys like, you know what, I think Krebs played okay, but Krebs half-assing it. You know, when I talk about Nylander going for a Sunday skate, Krebs was going for a Sunday skate at half the time. You know what, some of these guys for Canada, it's like, you know what, they didn't realize the stakes until halfway through the third period. Oh, we're down 2-0. What's going on here? Are we down 2-0 right now? Are we down 2-0 right now in a gold medal game against the Team USA? Oh, I thought we were the best team Canada's ever seen. I thought this was a top 3 Canada team of all time. Oh my God, this is a top 3 Canada team for the World Juniors. Mad respect to the U.S. I will give credit for where credit is due. Team USA, as I said, Spencer Knight is the guy. Cam York played a really solid defensive game. I thought guys like Brock Faber stepped up in this game. I thought Drew Hellison stepped up in this game. Avalanche prospect represent. Guys stepped up in this game. I thought the forward group from Team USA, Caulfield didn't really stand out that much, but he played well. Caulfield had a respectable game. He had some opportunities, but I mean, U.S. coming into this game, I thought the respect was not there. And it was all, oh, Trevor Zegras is going to drag the U.S. to any potential that they have. You know what? Zegras is a monster, and Zegras is the guy, and shout out to Matthew in the chat, Zegras is a monster, 100%. But that wasn't just the storyline for the U.S. tonight. I mean, obviously, Spencer Knight for sure, but a lot of other guys for Team USA stepped up. Beniers was physical. He was getting in on the forecheck. I thought Alex Turcotte, I said prior to the game, Alex Turcotte was going to be a huge X factor if Team USA wins this game. Zegras played well, Turcotte played well, Caulfield had a decent game, and then the depth came up for US. And I think for Beniers, he had a good game. So when you're Team USA, you have a stellar goalie in Spencer Knight, one of the better goalies of this tournament, and he played like the best goalie in this game. The defense stepped up. The depth for the US that, you know what, on paper might not be there, they stepped up in a big way over Canada's depth. You know what? I liked Ryan Suzuki's game throughout the tournament, and I thought Mercer had a decent game. Mercer was going on the forecheck. He was applying pressure. Outside of that, where was Canada's depth? I mean, when I see a guy like Peyton Krebs trying to force a pass through 3 guys, I mean, Perfetti, like, what was he doing this game? And that's where I really look at a game like this, and you know what? Canada really could have used, like, that star potential in a guy like Shane Wright. They really could have used that star potential in a guy like Shane Wright. Yeah, you know what? Inexperienced. You know what, whatever you want to call it, they could have used that star potential in Shane Wright, and I really think they could have used a guy like Kirby Dach, obviously. I mean, that NHL experience, Kirby Dach's a legit guy. I mean, Kirby Dach could have been used in this game, obviously. I don't think that's a secret. Dylan Cousins looked like at times he was like favoring something, but then in the third period it looked like he woke up a bit. And then McMichael in that breakaway, I'm not even going to rant about that breakaway because, like, again, it's just a small thing. Like, you should have scored in so many other opportunities. Like, when Byfield has it in front and Spencer Knight is just kind of going all over the place, and Byfield goes, hey, I'm going to go Cody Ceci and miss the net. I mean, that's where you, as a Canadian fan, you just sit back and go, okay, if that's what's happening to Canada right now, we're losing this game. So, thank you guys for the support. Please subscribe if you're new. Smash the like button. This is kind of my recap. So, I mean, the player of the tournament's got to be Trevor Zegras, but of this game, it's Spencer Knight, no question. Like, he was the factor that put the U.S. over the top. I think for Canada, they could have scored a goal or two that made this maybe an overtime game, but the U.S. proved to gain that respect, and I have respect a lot for these American players. So, U.S. win this game 2-0. Thank you guys. Big first goal. I mean, just to kind of go over the goals. Big first goal by Alex Turcotte on the deflection from a point shot from, I believe it was Sanderson. And the second goal was a lot on the Canadian, just lack of communication that we saw in this game, throughout the game. A lot of lack of communication, a lot of lack of, I'll call it synergy, I'll call it chemistry, whatever you want to call it, whatever we saw during the whole tournament. And that's why I said Canada really, besides the injury to Kirby Dach in the pre-competition game, they didn't face adversity in this tournament. The U.S., no injuries, but faced adversity in terms of matchups, in terms of playing tough competition. So that's where I go here. The U.S. deserved this win. Spencer Knight deserved this win. And Canada just wasn't on, man. I mean, they played a tough competitor, and a lot of Canadian fans need to wake up and realize, don't count out like your opponent, especially a team like U.S. that was showing towards the end that they were there. I mean, it makes me sick that I was actually seeing today and early on, like, Canadian fans, Canada was going to blow out here. That's why I said a 2-1 final, because I thought it could go either way, and I thought, you know what, it's going to be a close contested game, a goalie matchup game, a goalie competition game, and that's exactly what it was, and Spencer Knight won that matchup. So, thank you guys. Subscribe, like, and comment. This was John from MCKAY Hockey. This is my recap for the World Juniors 2021 gold medal game. Team USA takes it home. Cheers, and hope to see you on the channel going forward. More live streams and videos, and a lot to come. Have a good one. Peace out.